Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I am Ram. So in the previous videos we saw about average and their relative problems, and also we saw about weighted average concept and problems related to that. So today we are going to see about ratio and problems related to that. So come on, let's get into the video. So the first, let's see about what is ratio. Okay, so a ratio is a comparison of two quantities by division. Okay, a ratio is a comparison. Okay, so we are comparing two quantities by division, by means of division. Okay, for example, let's take two persons. Okay, A and B, and their ages are 24 and 48 respectively. So the age of A is 24 and the age of B is 48. Okay, so we can say the difference between their age. Okay, we can compare these two persons age, and we can say that B's age is 24 years greater than A's age, right? B's age is 24 years. Okay, 24 years greater than A's age, right? So we can say like this. Okay, but this is we are comparing A and B's age with respect to addition, right? We are saying that B's age is 24 years greater than A's age, but in case of ratio, we have to compare these two quantities with respect to division. Okay, we have to with respect to division, in the sense we have to divide these two things. Okay, we have to divide these two quantities. That is, we have to say that the ratio of age between A person to B person is 24 divided by 48, which means 1 divided by 2, right? So 24 ones are 24 twos are. So we can say that A's age is, B's age is 2 times that of A's age, right? So we can say in this way also. We can say in this way also. We can say in this way also. This is in respect to addition, with where here we using division, right? So ratio is a concept where we are comparing two quantities with respect to division. Okay, so we can say that B's age is 2 times greater than that of A's age. So we can say, in other words, we can, ratio means what part of one's quantity is of another. So we can say that A's age is one to what's it of the age of B's. Okay, so we can say we can say like that as well. So we can say that 1/3 of B's age, 1/4 of B's age, half of the second B's age. Okay, so this is ratio in short term, and we have to keep in mind two special properties of ratio. Okay, so ratio, in order to find the ratio of two quantities, both the quantities should be in same unit, which means if you are going to check about the weight of two persons, both the units should be in kilograms or grams. Okay, both the units should be in the same should be in the same platform. Whereas if it is in case of meters, distance, that is kilometers, meters, centimeters, means then both the quantities should be in kilometers or centimeters only. Okay, and the second thing that you have to keep in mind while processing ratio is that when we are multiplying or dividing two units with the same number. Okay, for example, if you are multiplying this, that is 24 into 2 or 48 into 2, then we will be having the ratio same as 1/2, that is 1:2. Okay, so we will write when we divide or multiply by the same numbers, we will have the same ratio. So okay, so ratio is denoted by this, that is 1:2. So A is to B, or C is to C is to D, things like that. So a ratio is denoted by this, and also we say that A divided by B is a ratio of A is to B. Okay, A to B. So this is how a ratio is denoted. So come on, let's move on to the problems. So I have taken 7 questions for you in order to explain ratio further. So the first question says that if in a mixture, the first question says that in a mixture of 40 liters, okay, in a mixture of 40 liters, the ratio of milk and water is 5:1. So they are saying the mixture where they are mixing both milk and water, and their ratio is 5x is to 1x. That is, I am writing it as 4x is to 1x, because we can't say the particular liter particular liters of milk and water. We just know the ratio of it, so I am writing as 4x is to 1x. Okay, and how much water must be added to this mixture so that the ratio of milk and water becomes 2 is to 3. So we have to make this into 2x is to 3x. Okay, we have to make this, and we have to we have to add some amount of water so that we will get the ratio like this. Okay, so this is the question. Now we have to find what is y, that is what is the amount of water that we need to add in this ratio so that we can get this. So we can say that 4x plus x is equal to 40 liters. Okay, because this is the ratio of milk and this is the ratio of water. By adding this only we are getting 40 liters, right? So we can say that 4x plus x is equal to 40 liters, right? And now we can say we can find what is x first. Okay, so 5x is equal to 40, then x is equal to 8. Okay, we found what is x. So we now know what is the amount of milk and what is the amount of water. So we can say that milk is 4x, 4 into 8, 32. So 32 liters of milk, and water. So in case of water there is 8 liters. Okay, so we found what is the amount of milk and water with respect to 40 liters of the mixture. Okay, now we are going to find what is the amount of water that we need to add so that we can get this ratio. So we can write this as 32 liters divided by 8 liters, 8 liters of milk plus plus y. We are going to add some amount of water. Okay, so that we will get this, that is 2 is to 3. Okay, now we can easily find what is the value of y just by calculating it. So we can say that 632. Okay, so 96 is equal to, we are multiplying 3 that side and we are multiplying 8 that side. So 16, right? 16 plus 2y. So y is equal to 80 divided by 2. So y is equal to 40. So we have to add 40 liters of water so that we can get 2x 2 is to 3 ratio. Okay, so when we add 40 liters of water, the ratio becomes 2 is to 3. Okay, so this is a simple example of how ratio works in an aptitude test. Okay, so the question will be in this nature. So they will give a mixture and they will say the ratio of the mixture, that is the water and the milk, and they will say by adding some amount of water we will get this mixture, by what amount of water we need to add. Okay, so that we can get the mixture of 2 is to 3. So this is the question we first we first took the values they have given and we have we made it into an equation, that is 4x plus x is equal to 40 liters. That is the total amount of the mixture, that is 40 liters, and we found x and we substituted it so that we got the exact value of milk and water in that particular mixture. And now we are going to add y, because y is the amount of water that we need to add so that we can get 2 by 3. Okay, so this is a short form of what we did in this problem. So come on, let's get into the second one. So in the second one, in the second question they have given the income of A and B. Okay, they have taken two persons and they have given the income of 2 persons in the ratio of 3 is to 2. Okay, so income of A and B are in the ratio of 3 is to 2. Okay, and their expenditure, expenditure is in the ratio of 5 is to 3. If each saves 1000, then what is the A's income? So they are given income and their expenditure, and they also said that their savings is 1000. Okay, their savings is 1000. Okay, so usually what happens is the salary comes and we will do the expenditure and the remaining amount will goes into savings, right? So we can say that income of A is income of A is 3x, because we don't know the exact amount of we just know the ratio, so 3x. And income of B is 2x, whereas the expenditure of A is 5y, because we don't know the exact expenditure amount, so we are taking from the ratio, so 5y. So similar to that, expenditure of B is 3y. Okay, so these are the values that we have. Now what we are going to do is that we are going to frame an equation such that we get that, such that we are going to 3x minus, that is the income that the A gets. So A, okay, so the A gets 3x income, and he expends, okay, and he uses 5y of his income. So his expenditure is 5y, remaining he saves, that is he saves 1000 rupees. Okay, so this is the concept. Okay, so this is the equation. We got all the parameters and we framed all the things that we had into a equation, that is 3x minus 5y is equal to 1000. And similar to that, we are going to frame an equation for B as well. So in case of B, we are going to have 2x minus 3y is equal to 1000. Okay, this is the equation. So now we have to find what is x and what is y, so that we can get the actual income of A. So they are asking what is the actual income of A. So we have to calculate this. We have to simplify it, and we have to get the value of x and y. So it is enough to get x. Okay. So what we can do, we can multiply this by 5, and we can multiply this by minus 3. Okay. So we can get that 9x. Okay, minus 9x plus 15y is equal to 3000, right? 3 minus 3000, and here we will get 10x minus 3x. Okay, 10x minus 3x. What is minus 15y is equal to 5000. So if we add both these equations, we will get that x is equal to 2000, right? So we got what's the x value is, that is 2000. So in order to find what the income of A, we need to find, we have to substitute over here, because income of A is 3x. So we got the value of x, that is 2000. And what is the value of A? So we have to find the value of A, income of A. Income of A is 2x. So x is 2000. So income of the actual income of A is 6000. Okay, so we got 6000. So 6000 is the actual income of A. So I hope you got the concept over here. We got all the parameters, and we took the parameters in similar way, and we framed these parameters into an equation, and we simplified the equation to get x, and we substituted over here, so that we get A is equal to 6000. So the main thing in aptitude test is that we need to frame the given values into an equation. So if you can frame the given values into an equation, that are given clues into an equation, then you can easily simplify it. The main thing over here is we need to figure out that salary minus expenditure will give us savings. So you need to keep in mind that salary minus expenditure will give us savings. So if you know this, if you know this equation, you can easily substitute the values they are given, and you can get the you can calculate the further things. Okay, so this is a simple, this is also a simple problem with respect to ratio. Let's move on to the third question. So in the third question, they have given that. So in the third question, they are given students in 3 batches are in the ratio of 2:3:5. So they have given the ratio of students in 3 batches. They have taken 3 batches, and their ratio of students is 2:3:5. Okay, and they have said that if 20 students are increased in each batch. Okay, now what they are doing, they are increasing 20 students in each batch. So we don't know the exact amount of students in batch A, batch B, batch C, but they are adding 20 more. Okay, so we can say that 2x plus 20, right? Because we don't know what's the exact value, we are going with ratio. So 2x plus 20 is to 3x plus 20 is to 5x plus 20. Okay, and they have said that we are added 20 students in each batch, and they are getting the ratio to 5 is to 4. Now they are getting as 4 is to 5 is to 7. That is 4x is to 5x is to 7x. Okay, so what is the total number of students in the three batches before increasing? So in order to find the total batch of students, just we need to add 2x plus 3x plus 5x. So we will get the answer. Okay, so we need, in order to do that, we need the value of x. So we need to calculate the value of x. So in order to calculate the value of x, it is simple that we can take only one ratio, that is 2x plus 20 is equal to 4x, and we can calculate for if we simplify this this equation, we can get the value of x and we can substitute over there. So 2x plus 20 is equal to 4x. So x will be 20 divided by 2. So x is equal to 10. So I have taken 2x over there. So minus 2x. So we will get 2x. So 2 I am going to take over here. So that I am here 20 divided by 2. So 20 divided by 2, 10. Okay, 10. So x value is 10. I am going to substitute over here. So 2 into 10 plus 3 into 10 plus 5 into 10. So what will be what I will be having 20 plus 30, that is 50. 50 plus 50, 100. So the total number of students before adding, the question is the total number of students in the three batches before increasing that is we are adding 20 students in each batch, right? So before that, what is the total number of students in three batches, that is 100. Okay, so this is also one of the simplest problems. So what we have done, we have taken the ratio and that is 2x 2 is to 3 is to 5, and we are using x, that is we don't know the exact value of exact number of students in each batch. So we are taking 2x, 3x and 5x, and we are adding 20, 20, 20 because they said that 20 students are 20 students are increased in each batch. So we are taking plus 20 plus 20 plus 20, and we are getting the ratio of 5 is to 4 is to 5 is to 7. So we are taking a 4x plus 5x is to 7x. Okay, and we are calculating simply by taking only one ratio, and we got x, and we are substituting x over there, so we get the 100. Okay, so this is one of the one of the simple sum. So let's move on to the next sum, that is the fourth sum. So we have seen three different sums. Okay, so now this is the fourth sum. So in the fourth sum they said that speed of three cars are in the ratio. So speed of three cars are in the ratio of 2 is to 3 is to 4. Okay, and they have said that the ratio between the times taken by these cars to travel the same distance is what? Okay, they are asking that ratio. Okay, they are asking the ratio of time taken by these three cars. Okay, with these three different things. Okay, I mean these three different speed. Okay, now let's move on to before going into the problem, let's see a small formula where we need to know the time taken. Okay, so we need to find the time taken formula. So time taken formula is nothing but distance by speed is equal to time taken. So we can say the speed is equal to distance by time, right? So so with that formula we are getting the time taken is equal to distance by speed. Okay, this is one of the physics formula. So keep in mind this will be also useful in a lot of sums as well. So distance by speed. Okay, so by using this formula we are going to find the ratio of time taken of the three cars. Okay, so we can say that t1 is to t2 is to t3 is equal to 1 is to 1 divided by 2 is to 1 divided by 3 is to 1 divided by 4, right? I am taking distance as 1 because all the three cars are traveling to the same distance. So for simplification purpose, I am taking just 1 kilometer or 1 unit. Okay, so I am taking distance as 1. Okay, so now what I am going to do is that I am going to we can divide these 1 by 2 and 1 by 3 and 1 by 4, and we can also get the exact ratio. But I am going to do a different steps so that we can get the value more accurately. So what I am going to do that I am going to take the LCM of this, and I am going to make it as more easy. So I am going to take LCM of these three numbers. So that is 12. So 6 are 12. So 2 6 are 12. So I am getting 12 over here. So 6 in the numerator. Then I am going to take 4. Okay, because 3 4s are 12. Then I am going to take 3. So 3 by 12. So by doing this, we can easily say the ratio of all these three, which is nothing but 6 is to 4 is to 3, right? How I'm getting 6 is to 4 is to 3? We can take 12, 1 by 12 as common, right? We can take 1 by 12 as common, and we can remove it so that we can get 6 is to 4 is to 3. So the time taken by all the three costs, the speed of 2 is to 3 is to 4 ratio is 6 is to 4 is to 3. So this is the time taken ratio by all these three costs. Okay, this is one of the simplest problem, and here we need to keep in mind that time taken is equal to distance by speed. So speed is equal to distance by time taken. We need to use this formula in order to solve the further. Okay, here I have just taken LCM of it so that I can take 1 by 12 as x, and we can simplify it as 6 is to 4 is to 3. Okay, so this is that. So let's move on to the next sum. So in the fifth sum, they have given the difference between two positive numbers. Okay, so they have taken two positive numbers, let's say x and y. Okay, these are two positive numbers, and the difference, that is x minus y, is 10. Okay, they have said the difference as 10, and the ratio between them is 5 is to 3. That is, they have said that the ratio between them, that is x divided by y, is equal to 5 divided by 3. Okay, this is the ratio between them. Find the product of two numbers. Okay, so we have to find the product of these two numbers. So we can say that we can easily calculate this by 3x. Okay, let's find what is the value of x. Okay, so we can say that x is equal to 5 by 3 y, right? So we can substitute this value over here, so we can get that 5 by 5 minus 3y divided by 3 is equal to 10. So what I will be having? I will be having 2y is equal to 30 and y is equal to 15. So if y is equal to 15, then what will be my x? X will be x will be 25, right? So x will be 25. I am going to substitute 15 over here. So 3 5s are 5 5s are 25. So x will be 25. So what they are asking is that what is the product of these two numbers? What is the product of these two numbers? That is x into y. So x into y, 15 into 25. So 15 into 25. 5 5s are 25. 5 1s are 5, 7, 10, 1, 2, 3. So 375. So 375. So 375 is the product of x and y. So this is also one of the simplest sum. So we have taken the difference. Okay, again the best way to tackle quantitative aptitude is that you need to make the given clues and the values into an equation. That is, they have said that they have given two positive numbers and the difference is 10. So I am taking as x minus y is equal to 10, and they have said that the ratio between them is 5 is to 3. So ratio means division. So I have taken x divided by y is equal to 5 by 3, and I got the x value, that is 5 by 3 y. Okay, so I am substituting here. So I am getting x and y values, and I am going to I got x and y values. They are asking the product of it. So I am going to multiply both. So I will get 375. That's it. So it is a simple problem again. Okay, come on, let's move on to the sixth problem. Till now we have seen 5 different easy types of problem with respect to ratio. Now we are going to sixth problem. So in the sixth problem, they have said the present ratio of ages A and B is 4 and 5. So they have given two persons, that is A and B, and their ratio of age, the present ratio of their age is 5 is to 4 is to 5. Okay, 4 is to 5, and 18 years ago, that is 18 years ago in the sense 4x minus 18 is to 5x minus 18. Okay, so 18 years ago the ratio was 11 is to 16. Okay, so this is the given thing, and they are asking us to find the sum of present total age. So in order to find the sum of present total age, we need to we don't know what is the present age of A and present age of B. So we know only the ratio. So we know that 4x plus 5x will gives us the present age. So in order to calculate this, we need to find what is x. Okay, so we need to find what is x. So in order to find what is x, we need to calculate what is x. So what I'm going to do is that we know the ratio of the a and b before 18 years. Okay, so I know the present ratio as well. So what I'm going to do is that 4x minus 18 divided by 5x minus 18 gives us 11 by 16, right? So this is the ratio, right? So ratio is the comparison by division. So dividing these two, okay. So I will get the ratio before 18 years, that is 11 by 16. So this is the logic. So I'm going to cross multiply it. So I will be getting 16. Okay, 16 fours are, what is 16 fours are? 4, 24. 4 ones are 4, 64, right? So 64. So 64x minus 18 18s are 18 16s are, so 6 8s are 48, 6 1s are 6 plus 4 10 8 1, so 8 8 288. So 288 is equal to 55x minus 18 11s are 11s are 8 8 1 1 1 are 8 1 1s are 1, so 8 1, so 198, so 198, so 198, so 198. Okay, now we are going to get the value of x. So I'm going to take the 55x that side. So I will be having 9x minus I'm going to take 288 that side. So 288 minus 198 0 9, so 90, so 90. So x will be 10. So the value of x is 10. So we got the value of x is equal to 10. Now we are going to find what is the total percentage. That is, we are going to substitute x, the value of 10 over here. So 4 tens are 40. 40 plus 50 is equal to 90. So the total percentage of A and B is 50. Sorry, 90. Okay. Now percentage of 40. I mean the percentage of A is 40 and the percentage of B is 50. So the total age of A and B is 90. So this is also one of the simplest problem. We are just using the ratio concept, that we are dividing it so that we are getting 11 and 16, and we are simplifying it so that we are getting x value, and we are substituting x value over here so that we are getting the present total age. Okay. So come on, let's move on to the last problem. Okay, this is the final problem, 7th problem. So in the 7th problem, what we are doing is that if 58 rupees, okay, 58 rupees is divided among 150 children such that each girl and boy gets 45 pies and 50 pies respectively, then how much girls are there? Okay, so and they have said that there is 58 rupees, that is 58 rupees, and they are dividing it with 150 children, and such that each girl and boy gets 25 pies and 50 pies. Okay, so 25 pies. Okay, 25 pies x, that is, we don't know how much boys are there, and we also don't know how much girls are there. So 55 pies and 25 pies and 50 pies y is equal to 58, right? So we don't know what is the number of girls and what is the number of boys. So we can say that x plus y is equal to 150, because the total number of children over here is 150. So we have taken that x plus y is equal to 150. Fair enough. So now here we are going to change it into a rupees format, because this is in rupees, but this is in this is in 1 unit, but this is in pies. Okay, so we are going to change into in rupees, that is in a whole unit. So we will get 0.25x plus 0.50 y is equal to 58, right? So keep in mind, in ratio concept, one of the biggest principle that you need to keep in mind, both the things should be in same unit. So I have taken into a whole unit, that is in I have converted pies into rupees. Okay, so here, so there is that. Then I am taking as x plus y. So I just need to simplify these two equations so that I can get the values of values of x and y, so that I can calculate the how many girls are there. Okay, so I have to find what is y, so that I need to find what is the value of y. So I'm going to simplify this. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to multiply this by 2. Okay, yeah, I'm going to multiply this by 2 and I'm going to subtract these two things. Okay, so let's take minus 2. So I will be having minus 50, that is minus 0.5 x plus minus 1y is equal to minus 116. Okay, and I will be having x plus y is equal to 115. So if I if I minus both these, I will be having 0.5, right? 0.5x is equal to x is equal to 34. So x will be x will be 34 divided by 340 divided by 5. So x is equal to 6 or 30, 8 so 68. So x will be 68. We got x is equal to 68. So 68 plus y is equal to 150. That is 68 plus y is 150 because the total number of children is 150 and we got the x value. Now we are going to substitute here so that we can get the y value. That is y is equal to 150 minus 68. So we will be having 68 in the sense 82, right? So 82. Let's check again. Yeah. So 82. So 82 is the number of girls. Okay, 82 is the number of girls. So they are asking, they have asked us to find the same. They are asking us to then how many girls are there. Okay, so they asked us to find the number of girls. The number of girls is 82. Okay, so I hope this video is informative. So we have seen, I know what is the ratio concept, and we have seen 7 different types of sums. So I hope this video is informative. If you feel the same, so please share to your friends so that they can also get benefit of it. So in the future video, we are going to see about proportion and also partnership sums. So these are the two different concepts that comes under ratio and the proportion title. So we are going to see about proportion as well as partnership. So please subscribe my channel so that you will be notified with that as well. So if you have any other queries with related to ratio, let me know in the comment section so that I will try to reply to that queries as well. So thank you. Have a great day. Bye bye.